uh, Jay Gonzalez, who's a Democrat. So that's actually the only race so far that has been called, the Massachusetts gubernatorial election.
Yeah, so that's definitely a key array of our races so far, and also an interesting projection I just saw on CNN right now in the House is that in the Florida 23rd,
Yeah.
that just went Democrat. What do we know about that? Was that originally a Republican thing or a
The
Republican held seat?
23rd, no. That was always held by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She was the
Oh,
former DNC head. That district's actually relatively really liberal. It's south of Fort Lauderdale, north of Hollywood. It has somehow a pretty stronghold along the beach communities where the liberal communities are, and it stretches a little bit west inward to the areas of the more wealthier conservative areas. But I'm not really shocked that Wasserman Schultz won that one. Um, Looking as well, looking before, I was looking at Texas's race, Texas 23rd, where we got Will Hurd and Gina Ortez Jones. She is actually up with a pretty commanding lead. If I was the last time I checked, um, she was actually up by I think 16%. But this is just that's a seat where really they're trying to see. Um, Oh, another one here, Donna Shalala in the seat that is being uh, Donna Shalala is running in the Florida 27th district,
oh,
which I
that's what I meant to.
believe,
That's what I meant to ask you about before. My apologies, but yeah, was that a originally
yes,
a
that was, yeah, her the representative who used to be a part of it was I forgot, she was quite moderate. She actually retired. She was in that district for a while. Her
I think her name was like Alina Ross Lightnin.
Ileana Ros Lehidnen, Latinen. She's been there for a while, actually, in that district. That district is actually a D+5 Cook PVI, so I'm not really shocked that Donna Shalala has won that race. Oh yeah, here we go. We got the Texas's third district, 23rd district, the one with Will Hurd and Gina Ortez Jones. Or she is up now by 11% with 1,000 vote lead, but very small number of votes are in. But that's a key race to be watching, definitely, because that's one of the races where that could definitely go as a toss up. And that's actually one of the seats where they want to flip to blue because Will Hurd is pretty liked amongst his constituents, but he's not liked a lot like other Texas Republican representatives are, especially in a district where he won by a pretty commanding lead in 2016.
All right, we're about 2 minutes away from the next poll closings here, and that's going to be very interesting to look at as we watch that come through here. That should be some very interesting stuff. But pretty much on the Florida 27th, that was for the first time in 3 decades, really, the Florida 27th district will be represented by a Democrat. So that's another pickup for the Dems in the House. That's 2 now after the one in Jennifer Wexton in Virginia beat Barbara Comstock. White House officials are watching the Florida governor's race as early results are coming in favoring Andrew Gillum. It's too early to tell, though, as right now, as Florida governor and Senate races are neck and neck. And I think it's very interesting.
Oh, definitely.
What's happening
This,
here is they're performing almost identically in the same counties.
hmm Yes. Looking right now at the Senate, I am just in complete awe right now. Rick Scott is up by literally 0.2%, and also Gillum has a very small lead. I'm going to check that right now. But looking at just how close this race is going to be on both sides, actually Gillum is actually losing now. Just updated 1 second ago. He's down by 0.4%, but I mean only with 71% vote reporting. Anything can really change. This is just going to be really an interesting race to watch. This might come down literally to the end of the stick at the end of this election. My guess right now is looking at the small lead for the governor race. I have to see where it will go on the next update. If DeSantis gets a 2 or 3% gain on the next reporting, and if the next reporting goes up to 80%, then I could probably see that DeSantis might have a good chance of winning. But on the Senate race side, I don't really know what could happen because right now they are literally neck neck. They're literally at 50%, but Google rounds it up and down for Nelson. Nelson's at 4.9997. So they're literally 1.1
Yeah,
difference.
very, very, very tight. So, right now, that is again not very surprising stuff. Right now, we're looking for projections, and it is just past 8:30. And the I think the only thing that was supposed to close was Arkansas at 8:30, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But yeah, that seems to be everything that we're watching very closely. The only called races right now are three in Florida, and for the Democrats, one in Virginia's 10th four Republican favored ones have gone Republican, and pretty much none of the toss-ups have gone yet. Right now, it looks like about half and half are up on the toss-ups right now, which is very interesting is Kansas's second district. Steve Watkins versus Paul Davis, that was over a toss-up. That was like less than 1% reporting, but still very much out in front right now in that. But right now, if you want to look at the governor, the Senate, we're going to head over to the Senate now, checking in on one of the marquee races of the night, 51.1% to 48.3% with 1% reporting. Beto O'Rourke up over Ted Cruz. Yeah, so again, not really too much we could take from this at this point right now. In the Senate, we got two Mississippi special elections right now. David Barria up early over Robert Wicker, and Sherrod Brown has won his Senate reelection. Chris Murphy, Elizabeth Warren, they both won. Bernie Sanders, no surprise there, has won. But Marsha Blackburn versus Phil Bredesen right now with 3% reporting, 63-35. Marsha Blackburn is up early. Do we take anything for these results, or is it just too early?
It's way too early to call, in my opinion. Just looking even at that Mississippi, I don't think that the Democrats are going to win there. But yeah, it's way too late to call, especially when you see, in my opinion, where you can really start calling the races once it gets above 80, or once the person, if there's a candidate who has over 30% of the vote, 30% more than the other competitor, even if it's at 40% or 50% of the reporting vote. That's really when I can start calling, saying maybe this guy will win. But, I mean, even looking now at the governor race, actually, back in Florida, they actually just reported some more. DeSantis is actually up now by 0.6, and it's completely tied in the U.S. Senate. It is 50-50 right now. So I don't know what is going on here, but it seems like that either some Republicans are voting for Nelson, or just some Democrats are not coming out and voting for Gillum for some reason, because I don't see why there should be this. I mean, it's not that much of a difference, but 0.9% of a vote difference between two candidates running the same party should definitely alarm.
So you're worried about some of the turnout that we're seeing here in Florida, just generally? Like,
Yeah.
what areas should be better performing, in your opinion?
Well, definitely the areas, looking usually at the Tampa Bay region, they usually typically perform very well.
The Tampa Bay region right now,
You have to get the big cities. You have to get
like
is pretty tilt Democrat. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
typically,
think
it
they're
should be a
about
little,
55, I think, right now in
yeah.
favor.
Yeah. It's usually the big cities where you want to see. You want to see Tallahassee, you want to see Jacksonville, you want to see Miami, and you want to see Orlando. Right now, for Bill Nelson, is definitely leading in Jacksonville, which is very good because Jacksonville is a very conservative town. Moving over to the governor race, however, the governor race right now, Jacksonville is tilt blue. He has actually percentage-wise than Nelson as of right now. It's a tighter race with the Senate race for some reason, but Tallahassee, for some reason, Gillum's not even getting that much of a stronghold in the two counties east of Tallahassee, unlike Nelson. Nelson has Jefferson County as a tilt, Madison County's likely Republican. But for the governor race, we got both of them are tilt. That should definitely alarm Gillum, especially since he's actually from that area. And shockingly enough, we actually got Alakuya County. That's the county, I believe, that has the senior retirement village. I think it's called the Villages.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
pretty conservative. That's a pretty conservative
very.
Very conservative. Yeah, he actually went there and campaigned a lot in that region for his election. Actually, he got actually a lot of money from those people somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I read a story once about the villages. It's very crazy. Another interesting race I want to go to for governor is in Connecticut right now. Bob Stefanowski and Ned Lamont, 1% reporting on there, 63 to 33. Ned Lamont is up, but it is, of course, very early.
Very early. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you expecting to see come out of that one?
This is what I expect. I think Lamont's going to definitely get pushed over the top here. I think Lamont's going to probably win this race. My guess for what percentage-wise, I think Lamont's going to probably get probably 50 to 55% of the vote. Stefanowski's probably going to either get 45 to 49% of the vote. It might be a close race, but I really don't think Stefanowski's going to win this one. I think what counties are going to go, I think Northeast Connecticut's definitely going to go pretty red, Northwest as well. I wouldn't be shocked if Fairfield, Greenwich County, Greenwich, Stamford, Darien, New Canaan, if those four towns besides Stamford, if Greenwich, New Canaan and Darien, if all three of those towns go red, because that part of Connecticut is rather conservative, especially Greenwich. Greenwich, that area is actually one of the most conservative states in the state. Compared to the Northeast, that's the most conservative area, but the most conservative city with the most registered Republicans is Greenwich. But they have more residents in Greenwich, so there's going to be a higher chance of that.
Yeah, another very interesting situation going on in Connecticut is we obviously know like Litchfield is a place that I know pretty well. Like I go there like a lot, and it's probably one of the most conservative states in the town. So, we got Jim Himes. He is up right now for re-election. There's no major really tossed up districts from what I can stand in Connecticut. But another race I do want to check in on is in West Virginia in the House. Another person. In the House I wanted to really get into. Carol Miller versus Richard Ojeda, 7% reporting right now. Richard Ojeda early is keeping it actually quite close. He is 48.7. He has 40% to Carol Miller's leading 51.3 right now. So he's keeping it pretty much in. And another very interesting race. I want you to get your comment, James, on both of these. Is Dave Bratt right now up by a percentage point with 82% in on Abigail Spanberger?
Just both of these districts, really, these are just districts where I think that the Democrats probably could have definitely won. I mean, Abigail Spanberger probably could have definitely won this district if I don't know, maybe if she campaigned better, but that just shows you, I mean, I'm not upset she didn't win. This just shows you how good the campaigning of what they did was good, because that district, Virginia's 7th district, has a PVI rating of R+6. For a Democrat to pull off
West Virginia's
West Virginia with Richard Ojeda, right? You're talking about
that's just 7% reporting, so it's very tight.
I was talking about the Virginia 7th.
Oh, Virginia 7th. That
one got called. I think that one got called.
No, already. that one, that's 1 percentage point with 82% in. So it's not been called by the New York Times yet, anyway.
Oh, yeah. David Bratt might actually not win because there's only 85% voting, reported voting here in Virginia 7th. The other district that is remarkable. I mean, looking at Richard Ojeda's right now, I mean, even with just 7% in, he's within striking distance of Carol Miller, and also looking even at Barbara Comstock's district. Barbara Comstock she's actually a district. She's in a district that Democrats wanted to flip in 2016, and they're hoping to flip her district this time around. She's in Virginia's 10th congressional district. She's actually down by 9% exactly. And actually, Jennifer Wexton's projected to win. The AP just projected that she is going to win with 85% in. She was up by 9%. So it looks like, just in like what I said in my last episode, it seems like these progressives are really uniting the Democrat Party to go out and vote. Which is yet another reason why I think that we need to get more progressives running really in almost every election, especially like these elections where really everything is on the line for this party. If this party does not get the House tonight, I don't know what is going to happen. But my guess is they're definitely going to take over the House. The Senate, I'm not really worried about because the Senate, that map is very Republican catered, this year's map.